Have you ever lived with someone who just couldn't respect your food? You label it, you hide it, you beg them to stop, but they keep stealing it anyway. That was my life with my roommate Dan. He ate everything, no matter whose name was on it. But when he messed with the wrong pad thai, I taught him a lesson he'll never forget. And it involved his most prized possession, his birthday cake. If you've ever wished you could get back at someone who disrespected you, smash that like button, subscribe for more juicy revenge stories, and buckle in because this one ends with the sweetest taste of justice. I live with 2 roommates, and for the most part, things are fine. We split the rent, we hang out sometimes, and we stay out of each other's way when we need to. But there's one guy, Dan, who has this infuriating habit that made me feel like I was going insane. Dan eats other people's food. Not just a nibble. Not just, hey man, can I try one fry? No, this guy devours entire meals. Meals I bought, meals I cooked, meals I specifically wrote my name on. He'd just shrug afterward and say, "Oh, sorry man, I thought it was mine." Like that magically excused him. First, I brushed it off. Living with roommates means you compromise, right? But after the 5th or 6th time, the frustration wasn't just in my head anymore, it was in my stomach. I'd come home starving, open the fridge, and find nothing but empty boxes where my food should have been. One time I confronted him, pointing to my name written in black Sharpie across the top of the takeout box. He just smirked and said, "Guess I didn't see it. You'll survive." And that line, "you'll survive," stuck with me. Because no, Dan, I wasn't surviving. I was starving. And I was tired of being disrespected in my own home. The breaking point. Last week, I had one of those days at work that drains the life right out of you. I decided to treat myself. Thai food, my absolute comfort meal. Pad Thai, extra sauce, fresh spring rolls, even a mango sticky rice for dessert. The smell alone was worth the price, that warm, sweet savory aroma that makes you close your eyes and smile. I set it in the fridge, practically counting down the hours until I could eat it in peace. I went to bed dreaming about it. But when I woke up the next morning, gone, every last bite, and sitting on the counter like some kind of sick joke, was the empty container. Dan leaned against the counter, not even ashamed, and said the same words as always, "Sorry man, I was starving." My blood boiled. I wanted to yell. I wanted to slam the fridge shut, throw the container in his face. Anything. But instead, I said nothing. I just walked away. Because in that moment, I wasn't just angry. I was calculating. And then I remembered Dan's birthday was coming up. Now, if there's one thing Dan loves more than stealing food, it's bragging about himself. And this year, his mom dropped off the holy grail, a massive triple-layer chocolate cake. Rich frosting, chocolate curls on top, the kind of cake that makes your teeth ache just looking at it. Dan would not shut up about it. He told everyone, his friends, his coworkers, even me and my other roommate, how he was saving it. How he'd finally enjoy it after his big birthday dinner out. And the whole time he's bragging, I'm sitting there, nodding politely, but inside, I'm grinning, because I already knew what I was going to do. The night of his birthday, Dan left to celebrate with his friends. As soon as the door closed, I went to the fridge. There it was, his prized cake, untouched, glowing like treasure in its cardboard box. I opened it slowly, the smell of rich cocoa wafting out. My heart was pounding, partly from nerves, partly from anticipation. Was this too far? Would he lose it? Did I even care? I grabbed a knife and cut myself a slice. Not a polite slice, not the kind you'd serve at a party. A monster slice, chocolate frosting smeared across the plate as I devoured it, bite after bite. And let me tell you, that cake tasted better than any pad thai ever could. But I wasn't done. I cut another slice, then another. By the time I was finished, half the cake was gone. I smoothed the frosting with the knife, covered the exposed edges, and closed the box like nothing had happened. From the outside, it still looked picture perfect. And then I waited. A few hours later, the door swung open. Dan stumbled in, still riding the high of his birthday. He tossed his keys down, humming to himself, and went straight to the fridge. I sat on the couch, pretending to scroll my phone. He opened the box, paused, And I swear, the silence that followed was delicious. Then, who the hell ate my cake? I looked up, locked eyes with him, and delivered the line I'd been saving for days. Sorry, man, I was starving. The color drained from his face. His mouth opened, then shut again, like a fish gasping for air. He sputtered something about respect and unbelievable. But the irony was too much for him to argue. And just like that, Dan never touched my food again. The audience savors Dan's reaction, the shock, the humiliation, the raw taste of his own medicine. The protagonist finally feels validation, and the audience shares the release of poetic justice. The funny thing about respect is, sometimes people don't understand it until it's shown back to them the hard way. Dan thought he could take without consequence, but when the tables turned, he learned real quick. Nobody likes the taste of their own medicine, especially when it's half a birthday cake. If this story made you smile, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the pettiest but most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories just like this. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.